morning and a warm welcome to our open day. I'm Mark Becker, I'm the head teacher of the Compass School. For the past 24 years it's been my privilege to be headmaster of this wonderful school. Once again, I'm afraid our open day has to be a virtual one. We'd much rather have you here with us this morning, being able to tour the school, to meet the children, the staff, and find out all about what the Compass School is about in person. However, hopefully this morning we'll be able to provide you with a first-hand insight on an online version of our open day. Come with me and let's find out more about the Compass School. Here is where the school day begins for every child at the Compass School, in this lovely spacious entrance foyer where the children can head off either to up to Form 1 to our nursery or to their classrooms elsewhere in the school. We're very fortunate to have both modern accommodation and also the beautiful Victorian building in which resides our school. Many people talk about the homely atmosphere provided by the Compass School, and you can see that for yourself in the beautiful staircase, the warm fire welcoming our children into school on a cold winter's day, through to just that general feeling of being together in this large family house. As well as having really well equipped and beautiful classrooms, we also have specialist areas for music, for art, and also for digital technology, as well as having a very well stocked library. It's a beautiful building to move around in. Our children feel very much at home here, and it's a great place, of course, to display all our artwork too. Come with me now as you visit the Headmasters Office, and I'll take you on to the next part of our presentation this morning. Come with me. And here we are in the Headmaster's Office, and as I said earlier, I wish very much we were meeting in person, and I hope it's not long before we can do so. However, as we can do at present, we will nevertheless introduce you this morning to the children, the staff and parents at the Compass School, who will share with you their perspective of the Compass School. And we'll come to them shortly. But first, I wanted to take a few minutes to talk to you about our school and what we offer to all of the children who come from East Lothian and beyond, right across the county and beyond. And to illustrate my presentation this morning, I'm going to share with you some visuals, so just bear with me as I share these with you. As I said before, we hope this morning we can provide you with as good an insight as possible to our school, its children and staff, and the experiences our children enjoy during the time at the Compass. And we do believe that it's a school where children truly flourish. This is achieved by being a school with a strong ethos founded on strong values and citizenship. We promote confidence, a sense of responsibility, tolerance, compassion, courtesy and respect for others. And we aim to maintain a positive and supportive climate at all times. And we hope that anyone visiting our school will find that warm, welcoming environment. A key feature of the school is its relatively small size, and due to this, our children are ensured a high level of individual attention. And this has particularly been the case during the last 18 months, during the 2 periods of lockdown, where teachers have aimed to support each child during this time, often with individual one-to-one sessions and Zoom calls. So many people who know the school, the children, parents, staff, former pupils and their parents talk about the family atmosphere which exists in the school. And that's very much a feature of the Compass, which we promote in all that we do, providing each child and family with a sense of belonging and togetherness, and providing them with a positive and supportive environment in which they thrive. Importantly, we encourage our children to have a passion for learning, and we believe that learning is for all, for both for children and staff. Heart of the success of the school is the many positive relationships which exist. Children with children, children with staff, staff with parents, and vice versa. We believe in very much learning together. Our development of digital technology over the past few years has not just seen our staff supporting the children, but children supporting staff, as we've all developed our skills and our knowledge. And we're very pleased to have a very talented and experienced team of committed and enthusiastic professionals working with their children, who every year achieve excellent results with them. As a teaching staff, we seek to consistently attain high standards of achievement with our children, with the vast majority of our children exceeding national literacy and numeracy targets each year. And we also provide high quality support for learning, the dedicated support for learning teacher, and with classroom assistants allocated to every class each day to provide high levels of additional support for all the children who require that. We believe in a very much a holistic approach to a child's education, with children succeeding not just in the core subjects, but in other areas too, such as music and drama, art, and of course sport. And this comes through providing very much a wide-ranging curriculum, a curriculum of excellence that sees, for instance, French taught from the earliest stages, from nursery to primary 7 twice a week. One that sees science, history, and geography at all stages, but taught as specialist subjects in primary 6 and 7. And of course, we have a myriad of opportunities for PE and sport, with weekly lessons in swimming and in judo, and games such as rugby and hockey taught from primary 2 upwards. We, of course, are very fortunate here to have an excellent learning environment for our children here at West Road, and I really look forward to hopefully showing you that in person in the months to come. It's, we feel, a very safe and secure, welcoming atmosphere, and we have excellent facilities for learning, and you got a glimpse of that just earlier. Smart, bright, well-organised classrooms, super availability of resources from everything from our reading books to our maths textbooks, having a very well-stocked and well-designed art room as well, which the children love visiting, to having the best of resources for digital technology too. We have one iPad for every 2 children up to primary 5, and each of our primary 6 and 7 children are equipped with their own dedicated device. And these resources were further supplemented during the summer by the provision of 40 new Chromebooks, which the children are loving using right across the stages. We also have a relatively small class sizes, as I've mentioned, with a maximum of 20 children in a class. Our average size is approximately 18 just now. And that results in a really high level of individual attention and support for each of the children, which we really do value. And of course, as you might expect, for a school with the word campus in its title, we provide a vast range of outdoor learning experiences and expeditions throughout the year, from our youngest children's weekly visits to the woods, to regular field trips to locations across the Lothians and beyond. We organise residential camps with children from as young as primary 3, and we have annual residential visits out to outdoor centres in Perthshire, the Scottish Borders, and the Cairngorms. And we also conduct trips as far afield as to York and London, London in primary 6, at York in primary 5, and of course a 4-day trip to France in primary 7. Now, clearly the last year has temporarily affected our ability to conduct such trips, but nevertheless, we still set about ensuring that our children had regular visits to the woods, to Anisfield Wall Garden, to participate in some community work there, and even to the Cairngorms and the Pentlands for hill walking experiences. The expeditions we do every year are something we really love providing for our older children, and we were able to proceed there in the summer. Each class from primary 3 to primary 7 also had an adventure day, as well as they were called an outdoor centre in the Borders. And indeed, we made trips to the likes of the Palace of Holyrood House and the Museum of Light, being the first schools in Scotland to do so, and we were delighted to have us visit. And that's very much, I think, underlines our commitment to ensuring that our children enjoy fantastic, enriching and fulfilling experiences outside of the classroom too. And of course, fundamental to providing the best possible start to children in our school is our Form 1 class, our preschool year, one which provides a caring and nurturing environment, an emphasis on learning through play, an experience which sees the sound development of early literacy and numeracy skills, and one which our Form 1 children are very much an integral part of the whole school, attending whole school assemblies when we're allowed to have those, but also enjoying paired reading sessions with their big brothers and sisters in Form 8 or primary 7. They enjoy twice weekly visits from the French teacher. They make a visit to the music teacher in the music room, and they also enjoy things like swimming and judo, just like all the other children in the school. And you'll hear shortly from Mr. Innes, our Form 1 teacher, who will tell you a little bit more about the Form 1 experience. I suppose the other thing I'll just commend to you is that I'm very pleased to report that throughout the past 7 years, Form 1 has been consistently rated excellent by the Care Inspectorate, the highest grading possible in all our inspections since 2013. And if you'd like to read it, there's a link to our most recent report on the school website. Obviously, as an independent school, we are able to determine our own curriculum. And whilst we use the National Curriculum for Excellence, the Scottish Curriculum for Excellence as a foundation, we have aimed to provide a curriculum which builds strongly on that. Central to a child's success is the development of strong skills in literacy and numeracy. And we very much employ an integrated approach to our children's work across the curriculum, with various topics linking to various subjects. For instance, a history topic might lend itself to work in literacy, to music, to art, and indeed even to science as well. And we also aim to provide a breadth and depth of opportunity for all our children, no matter their ability, needs and interests. And of course, the school has an excellent reputation for its work with digital technology. We were the first digital school in East Lothian back in 2017. And we also became the first school in Scotland to be awarded champion school status by iTeach, who at that time were one of the main providers for training of teachers in digital technology in the UK. And this, of course, has placed us in a very strong position as we transition very easily to our online learning home programme for our children during the past 18 months, and which has worked very, very successfully indeed. A significant amount of work in the upper years is focused on thoroughly preparing our children academically, socially, personally, for that transition into secondary school, with many of them sitting entrance assessments for entry into independent secondary schools, and others moving on to local authority high schools as well. In the 17 years, we've had a dedicated primary 7. Every child whose parents have applied for a place for them in independent secondary education have secured at least one place. It's a record of which we're extremely proud of, but even more so, we're proud of the children themselves, who every year go on to make such a positive impact in their new schools. We also, of course, provide a curriculum which aims to provide our children the opportunity to express themselves, whether it be in art, music, drama, physical education, and all of these are very strong within the school, providing significant opportunities for children to display their work, perform in front of an audience, play a vast range of sports, to take part in competitions and fixtures with other schools, play lots of musical instruments too. And even with the past year's restrictions, we were able to rehearse and perform 2 musicals at Christmas last session, and again 2 summer musical productions took place in June, which we then had filmed, and which together have now been viewed over 2,000 times, a combined 2,000 times, and right across the world, we believe, as well. And you can find them on our YouTube channel if you wish some musical entertainment for an afternoon. I'm sure your children will enjoy watching them too. The health and well-being of our children is vitally important to us, and we support and nurture them throughout their time at the campus so that they develop, we hope, as confident young people with self-belief and a strong sense of self-esteem. And much of this is achieved through working collaboratively with others. Teamwork is very important to the success of the school on so many different levels, not just in areas such as sport, the obvious areas such as sport, but in the children's day-to-day work in the class as well. The child's individual development is also encouraged through having a very clear and easily understood set of expectations for which we wish them to aspire. And we send out these in every information pack that we send out with our prospectuses and notices and so on. They're there to really to share with you what our aspirations are for our children. We also love our children to be creative, and a walk around our school, even now when visits are restricted, will demonstrate just how creative our children are encouraged to be and love to be. But we do not just see creativity as being preserve of the arts. We also wish our children to be creative in areas such as mathematics, science, and digital technology too. The ability to communicate is paramount in the modern world. We know that, and our children are given many ways to do so, from giving instructions to a group or a team, to showing visitors around the school building, talking about their work, to making presentations to their class or to a wider audience, such as at an assembly, to being clear and focused on what it is they wish to convey on paper, to simply being able to look another person straight in the eye and talk about themselves confidently and clearly. All of these skills are the ones that we wish to seek and to develop here at the campus. And of course, we have the extra curriculum too, very much a rich part of life at the campus school, one which sees us provide currently 16 after school clubs and activities at the last count during the year, currently from drama club to surf club, from debating club to ski club, a whole host of experiences to provide our children with further challenges and fulfillment in their young lives. We also encourage our children to be enterprising too, and to be creative in their ideas and imagination, and try to make a difference to the world. For instance, our primary 6 children, they undertake the John Muir Awards every year, which sees them volunteering and supporting the work of the gardeners at the Amosfield Wall Garden. And it's something they get a great amount of satisfaction. And of course, they get the opportunity to give of themselves too, which we see as a really important part of growing up and being a good citizen. Every year we support local and national and international charities with various fundraising events and activities. Indeed, even during the summer term of last year, during the first lockdown, we raised almost £7,000 for charities such as Lucky House, for Chas, for NHS charities together. And in the past year, we've also supported the East Lothian Food Bank, the Haddington Community Kitchen, and the My Name is Doddy charity, raising several £1,000s in the process too. We greatly love the focus of special events, and indeed just 3 months before the first lockdown, our choir had the honour of performing at the Archer Hall as part of the Lothian Hospital's Choirs concert. In previous years, we've performed at Murrayfield, we sing regularly at the Edinburgh Competition Festival, and we've supported many different events in the local community, from singing at Haddington Farmers Market to providing the choir at the Lucky House Christmas Fair each year. We just love being out and about and sharing our music and creativity with others. And obviously, we want our children to have the confidence to take on challenges outside of the school too. And it's been great to celebrate the successes they go on to have when we come together for our morning assemblies. And we have a dedicated achievement board in school, and that could be everything from becoming a member of the Scottish Ballet programme as associate, through to, I'm just thinking of ones of recent weeks, the child that scores their first try for mini rugby. It's been wonderful to celebrate all of these in the past little while. But most importantly, through our own curriculum for excellence, we wish to inspire our children to become successful learners, confident individuals, effective contributors, and responsible citizens. Most of all, we wish our children to have a lifelong love of learning, to develop strong organisational skills, to have a desire and respect for taking responsibility, to be confident but certainly not arrogant, and to possess a have-a-go attitude, skills I'm sure you would wish your children to aspire to and to grow up with. We truly wish our children to flourish. Thank you for listening to this part of the presentation. I'm going to now hand over to Heather McCutcheon, who is our Deputy Head Teacher, who will introduce you to our teaching staff who make this all possible. Heather, over to you. I'm Heather McCutcheon. I'm the Deputy Head Teacher and also the Form 8 class teacher. I have several roles within the school. As well as being the Deputy Head Teacher, I'm also the Primary 7, that's Form 8 class teacher, and the hockey coach. In fact, all things PE, which is a subject I'm very passionate about. I'm also responsible for the learning and teaching in the whole school, which includes curriculum development and also the pastoral care of all the children in the school. I would now like to introduce you to a selection of our class teachers who are going to take you through a child's journey in the campus school, starting off from Form 1
which is our preschool year, right through to Form 8, which is our final year.
Welcome to Form 1. I am Kenneth Innes, the class teacher, and with another 3 permanent members of staff, we make up the school's preschool provision, so effectively the nursery. We are a class of 20 children, and because of our small class sizes, we get to know your children really well. We really pride ourselves on our knowledge of the children and our relationship with them. As our children are nursery age, we understand that children learn best when they are at play, and they are involved in activities which have been chosen by them, and therefore which motivate them. We fully embrace progressive nursery principles, and we are continually assessing our provision and adapting it. Our job as practitioners is to identify the children's interests through observations. We take these observations and we plan in the moment how best to develop these learning experiences. It's a mixture of knowing what to do. Do we involve ourselves in their play? Do we step back and watch the children? Which resources can we put out to stimulate them, to enhance their play? We also plan as a team. We discuss how we're going to enhance our provision. We also share information and let each other know how the children are progressing and how we're going to push the children on in their next steps. As well as open-ended play, our children get many other opportunities through their busy week here at the campus. We have a French specialist who comes in twice a week. We have a weekly swimming lesson at the local swimming pool. We have a music specialist we go to see every week. We have a weekly judo session, as well as a PE lesson led by myself or another member of the team. We have, on Fridays, we have a wonderful yoga, music and movement session led by Mrs. Young. And we also get to access the school library. We love to immerse the children in a literacy-rich environment. As well as indoor and outdoor play, we use many other teaching strategies to enhance learning. Notably, we introduced Jolly Phonics. This would normally be started in a P1 class, but we like to plant the seed in Form 1. We'll never force a child to write, but we do like to encourage a natural curiosity in mark making. We're planting a seed of phonological awareness and then developing that when the child is ready. On Wednesdays, we have Welly Wednesdays, which is our outdoor play day. We spend the whole day out there. We're eating, playing, hiding, running, jumping, climbing. At first we use the dedicated Form 1 playground. We then expand out into the whole campus school playground, and then eventually we start taking trips to the local woods at Butterdene Woods. On our outdoor sessions, we really love our outdoor learning. We learn to appreciate our surroundings, we assess risk, we get in touch with the seasons, as well as investigating the flora and fauna. But whatever we do, like anything we do in this nursery, it's child-led. We're informed by the children and we develop their interests. In Form 1, we're a small nurturing class, and our good staff-to-child ratio allows for individual attention whenever it's needed. We aim to build confidence, increase resilience, and vigorously promote independence. We aim to give the children all the skills they will need to progress through school. Thank you so much for coming, and I really hope to meet you in the future. Thank you.
I'm Mrs. Gillis, and I currently teach Form 2, which is our primary 1 stage here at the campus school. We've got a large inviting space which is set up to facilitate free-flow play alongside a slightly more structured working area. The children become familiar with the space and their new teacher before they start in Form 2 through our early years transition process. Our aim is for the children to feel comfortable and at ease right from the beginning of the year, as we know that happy, settled children make the most successful learners. We encourage independence and good self-organisation from our youngsters, although we're also very well supported by our wonderful support staff and nursery staff who the children are already very familiar with. And again, that just helps to ease the transition process. We're passionate about continuing to facilitate free flow play at this stage. That's really where the magic happens. And and we allow for plenty of opportunities for the children to investigate and explore and create, and that means they're able to follow their natural interests, and the staff are here to build upon those with the individual children. Playing takes place both indoors and outdoors in Form 2, and that incorporates large loose parts play and also exploring our natural environment and woodlands. Form 2 is a very exciting stage to teach because it's where the children begin to develop those early literacy skills that will eventually enable them to read and write. In our phonics work, we continue to use the Jolly Phonics scheme that the children are familiar with from Form 1. Once we've mastered our sounds and letter formation, we then move on to word-building activities, which will eventually lead to reading a variety of fiction and non-fiction texts, and writing simple sentences. Numeracy is the other key focus here in Form 2, and the children take part in a number of daily fun activities to help them develop the solid foundations on which to build their future number work.
I'm Mrs. Bryce, and welcome to Form 5 or Primary 4. In the class, as you can see, we're all working hard. This is our topic session today, but we do lots of different things on the curriculum. Our maths and literacy keep developing as we enter Form 5. Our topics include Mary Queen of Scots, which we're doing at the moment, and that includes a trip to Holyrood Palace, a little trip up the Royal Mile to Edinburgh Castle. We also do Ancient Egypt, which again is another exciting topic. We get to visit the National Museum of Scotland for that one. And we've also got Edinburgh as a topic, which is great, see, it's our capital city. And we're doing that for the first time this year in depth, and we're hoping that we might even get to see Edinburgh from the Union Canal. We might be doing that via canoe, which would be really exciting. Also in Form 5, the children get to start to do games with the older children in the school, so they go to games with Forms 6, 7 and 8, and they get a chance to play in games against other schools at this stage. So they'll be playing in matches or little mini festivals for hockey, rugby and even cricket in the summer term as well. Also, they've got a few more responsibilities in Form 5, and we've got pupil council reps, so they feed back to our class and to the younger classes in the school, and we've also got rights respecting school reps in the class as well, and again they feed back to our class, taking our ideas as well as the classes lower down the school. And I think probably one of the most exciting things for this class is their outdoor education trip, and usually entails going away for 2 nights, doing lots of outdoor activity, walking up rivers, canoeing, abseiling, staying in log cabins, and we have campfires in the evening. Brilliant time for everybody, and just a nice way to get away from school and experience the outdoors.
Hi, I'm Mrs. Nadu, and I am the Form 7 teacher. As we come into the upper stages of the Compass School, we start to think about our transition to secondary school. So in Form 7, we really have a huge focus on real life learning and linking in our subjects and our topics to real life as much as possible. We also cover a lot of in-depth novel studies to develop our comprehension further, as well as focus on higher order thinking skills. When children arrive in Form 7, they get issued with their own iPad for use both at home and at school to complement the learning in class. As well as that, we also have the John Muir Award, which we start in Form 7, and we usually have regular visits to Amesfield Walled Garden as part of that. As well as that particular trip, we also have a number of residential and day trips throughout Form 7. Usually we go to places like New Lanark, linked to our topic on the Victorians. We also go to London for a few days to see all the sites, and we have a mini topic around that. And we also do a Pentlands walk, which is in preparation for the larger walk in Form 8.
Hello and welcome to the Form 8 classroom. I'm Heather McCutcheon, I'm the Form 8 class teacher. When the children arrive in Form 8, this is very much a transitional year where we prepare the children for their next educational journey. The 3 areas of literacy, numeracy and health and well-being are still a priority. However, we also cover a lot more like STEM subjects, social subjects, French, music and PE. Also in Form 8, the children continue with their one-to-one deployment of iPads, where the digital technology helps to support and enhance their learning. With a variety of sports including football, lacrosse, basketball, athletics, rugby, hockey, swimming, tennis and cricket. In addition, We try and prepare our children for their next stage in secondary schools. And some of the children will be sitting an external exam for these secondary schools. And some, of course, these schools have a competitive entrance. Therefore, opportunities are provided here in Form 8 for the children to prepare for this. They have maybe different teachers for the different subjects. They have an exam week as well, where we can give them that experience of sitting an exam. And also we encourage the children just to be independent in their learning and develop organisational skills, learn commitment and leadership qualities, develop skills for life in the wider community, and to be creative and effective learners. There's also an extensive extracurricular programme offered for the Form 8 children. And these are to encourage the children to have a goal, try something new and challenging. Activities include a residential trip to France, an overnight outdoor expedition, which includes climbing a Munro, surf club, a Christmas night out, hockey and rugby matches against other schools. And then they organise their own enterprise night out in Edinburgh, where they do all the planning, they organise where they're going to go, what activity they're going to do, the evening meal, and of course all the pricing. But most of all in Form 8, we really encourage our children to lead their own learning, have a love of learning, think of school as fun because happy children learn, and of course be the best they can be.
I'm Bex Peacock and I'm the Support for Learning teacher here at the Compass School. I teach children throughout the school from Form 1 all the way up to Form 8. And although the bulk of what I do is literacy and numeracy, I also help children with their physical development, working really closely with occupational therapists outside of school so that we can develop the best programme for those children in school to develop their gross and fine motor skills. I also work with children who may need a little bit of support with their social skills or with their emotional development. The bulk of the work that I do is with those children that may struggle in a particular aspect of the curriculum. But I do also get involved in children that may need a bit of challenge or extension. We also have an excellent team of classroom assistants here at the Compass, and quite often I may be setting up a programme of work for a particular child that I may start, and then a classroom assistant is able to run with that for the rest of the week. I work in several capacities here in the school. I have children come to my room and we work in small groups or sometimes one-to-one if that's what's needed. But I also go into classes and help support children within class, working alongside the teacher, and sometimes even do a bit of team teaching. But the most important part about my job is building up that working relationship with every child that I see. If I can really understand their needs and what they find difficult, but also what they really enjoy and how they enjoy to learn, then I can put together the best programme possible to help support them in their learning. Not just for me, but for everybody that works with them throughout the school.
Well, there you are. You've heard from our teaching staff now. What about the children themselves? We've collected together some of their thoughts and views about life at the Compass School. We're going to share that with you now.
I like playing with dinosaurs, and that's our favourite thing. I like playing with dinosaurs as well. My favourite thing is playing with the toy cat in the trolley. My favourite thing is a cross bear. He's not going to look at you. My favourite thing is playing with the rat. I like playing on the telephone. I like writing. I like to do arts and crafts. I like playing with the iPad. Like this.
Our favourite room is the classroom. This is where we do all our favourite subjects.
Some of these include maths and reading.
Mr. Becker comes in for history and Madame comes in for French.
My favourite place is the library, as it's full of amazing books like this one, The Hobbit, and amazing books on Vikings.
One of my favourite places in the school is the library because I can relax, read books, and also play chess on Mondays.
Checkmate. Our favourite place in the school is the stage,
Due to all the fantastic shows.
and the great costumes and music.
Our favourite place at the campus school are the playing fields because we get to play lots of sports, such as cricket, football, lacrosse, tennis, rugby, but our favourite is hockey.
Our favourite place in the campus school is the art room, where we do many different types of art, and also we do science, which is our favourite.
Our favourite place at the campus school is the art room.
Because it's relaxing and it's a different kind of work.
You can do so many things in the art room, like painting, drawing and pastels.
You can also do clay and craft.
My favourite place in the campus school is the music room, because I love learning tunes on the violin and I really like singing.
I would recommend this school because of the wide range of sports and the very supportive staff.
We recommend the campus school because there's a lot of sports and activities you can do. And the teachers give you a lot of support. Everyone is so welcoming. There's lots of outdoor experiences such as London and France, as well as York and Belmont.
I would recommend the campus school because we do lots of outdoor learning activities. We're a rights respected school and there's lots of clubs to choose from.
I remember the day when I joined Form 8. It was really great coming through the gates. All the staff are such a laugh, helping me set out my graphs. They help me when I'm sad, which is not at all bad. The food is stunning with its cunning twists. The food is chewed and swallowed without any resist. The clubs are stupendous with the endless list. All are fun under the beaming sun. I will always remember being a member of the amazing campus school.
So there we have the perspective of some of our children, and hopefully when you get a chance to visit the school, you'll get to be able to meet them in person, and I'm sure they will be delighted to tell you all about them themselves. So you've heard from the staff, you've heard from the children. What's it like to be a parent at the campus school? I'm sure you would want to hear from parents of children here at the school as to what their perspective is. And we've very kindly had a number of parents agree to give their time and give their testimony so that you can hear exactly from them just what it is to be a parent at the campus school, what their children they feel they've benefited from being here. So we'll run that video for you now.
I think the things that attracted us to the campus school were initially the class sizes, the extracurricular activities and sports that were often offered, and also the wraparound care.
So why did I choose the campus school? Yeah, well, basically at the time where we were looking at the school, my wife and I had just come back from Australia, and we were looking to settle somewhere where we could be part of a community again. Wanted the children to go to a school that had a small kind of community feel, that we'd know that they would be known, they would be cared about and they'd be looked after. When I came to the open day, I was very impressed by the fact that all these children had come to school on a Saturday when they didn't have to be there, but they were genuinely pleased to be able to show off their school, to talk about the thing that they were doing, show off their friends. And it had that community feel that we were looking for.
Why did we choose the campus school? I think we chose the campus because we could really see that it was generally a close-knit community, one where they kind of know every child within the school, and they're clearly actively sort of thinking in terms of how they can make that child's journey through education the best it can be.
We primarily changed schools and put Connie at the campus because she has a condition called dyspraxia, which makes fine and gross motor skills really difficult for her, which encompasses a lot of her school life and day-to-day life.
Yeah, so the campus really helped us because they've got smaller class sizes and they have additional support for children who need that little bit of extra support on a daily basis, especially for us around just general reading and writing and getting, some of the basic learning blocks in place.
We chose the campus school for our 4 children because we were so impressed by the happy, confident children who gave us a tour at the open day when we first visited. This, coupled together with the small class sizes, the excellent range of opportunities like music, art and sport, and after-school clubs that the children can do, and the great academic success rate, made it feel like the best place for our family to be.
Why did we choose the campus school?
So we chose the campus school because we were looking for a school where our children could continue to be children while simultaneously having access to the full range of educational opportunities.
Yeah, we went along to one of the open days and were so impressed by the staff, the children we saw on the day, their confidence and their happiness within the building, and we definitely felt that was where we wanted our kids to go.
Our children's experience at the campus has just quite frankly been brilliant. They've had an absolute ball. They've been supported and challenged by the teachers as they've gone through the academic side, but thrived as much as anything on the broad range of experiences the school gives them, from sport through to trips through to art. It's wonderful for them.
Our daughter's experience at Compass is just generally the one word that springs to mind is happy. She's happy to go to school every morning. She absolutely loves it. Every day we pick her up, she comes out running, delighted, telling us all about the day.
She's challenged. She's flourishing. She's really just enjoying her experience there.
From a kid experience perspective, I think it's been all around a pretty positive experience. They love their teachers. They are constantly learning new things and coming home and discussing them around the dinner table and stuff that you clearly couldn't have learned from us. They're making some genuine friendships, which I think is wonderful. They've got a better social life than I ever had. And yeah, all in all, it's been a very positive experience for me and for the kids.
Our children's experience has been nothing but positive. For me, it's best described by the enthusiasm that they walk out the door to go to school every day. The desire to go and play games and to learn.
Yeah, it's been. We've never had don't have a bad word to say. They love going to school. They love the independence they get, the responsibility they have within the building. I think all our children feel seen and they feel part of the community, which I think is really important for them.
Connie's benefited massively from being at the campus. Her confidence has improved. She's a part of so many different parts of the school life, taking part in the cross-country run, doing drama, doing all kinds of amazing things.
Yeah, I think Connie's experience is pretty all-round a good one. She's excited every day to go to school. She likes going to school. Made friends easily, is well supported across all parts of the school.
There's no doubt that being a parent at the campus school keeps you very busy. That's because the children enjoy so many activities. However, I've never been prouder than seeing our children shine in school events such as the show, the Christmas concert and the school sports day. And we've watched them grow into confident, capable individuals who are proud of themselves and proud of their school.
Yes, as parents of the campus has been great as well. My wife and I have always been really, really appreciative of the open door policy that the school has. That's not just being able to get in and see the teachers and see how our children are getting on, but also their use of technology, Seesaw app and things like that have allowed us to see what actually happens in school on a day-to-day basis, which makes our ability to talk to our girls when they come home so much better as to learning about what they've got up to today. The other thing I think that we really sort of value is we've had two very different daughters, but they have both flourished through the school, both able to get into different interests, different activities within the school, and that's testament to the teachers in their style, but also the range of activities the school puts on.
From a parent perspective, I'm very happy. I know that my children are safe, they're happy, and they're learning, so I couldn't really ask for much more. I find the staff are very approachable, and whenever you speak to them, you know that they know your child, and you know that they care about your child as well. So as corny as it may sound, I can certainly say that my children are flourishing at the campus school, and for that I'm very grateful.
Our experience has also been really positive. It's a brilliant school for communication. We always know what's happening, we always know what's going on within the classroom, the trips, everything going on outside of school for clubs and things. They're really good at communicating to us about all that. And they're also very good at telling us what's going on day to day via the Seesaw.
We always know what's going on. It's fantastic.
Yeah, it makes life at home much nicer because we can then chat to our children about what's been going on.
The campus, from a teaching point of view, with parents having access to all of that, has been brilliant. We have online access to teachers through Seesaw. We can speak to teachers whenever we want. And the feedback is great from them, and it really helps us develop a relationship with them and understand how they're getting on with Connie.
Yeah, I think so, and always open for discussions, easy to access the teachers, a fantastic headmaster, in Mr. Becker, who's been there a long time, so understands the school really well. So all in all, I think we've had a fantastic experience. I would recommend it to anyone, actually.
Yeah, the campus has been brilliant for us and for Connie.
There you have it, the views of our staff, our children, and also our parents. I hope you found that very informative. No doubt you will have additional questions, and we've received some in advance of Open Day. I'm going to maybe listen to these and answer some of these just now, just to conclude our session today. Judy Patterson is our Mission Secretary. Some of you may already have spoken to her or exchanged emails, and Judy's with us this morning. Judy.
Good morning. We've had a few questions this morning. The first one, Mr. Baker, on what basis are pupils admitted to the school? Is it a first come, first served basis, or are there admission requirements or exams?
Excellent question. Well, firstly, for entry into our Form 1 class, our nursery class, that generally has been on a first come, first served basis. In other words, we offer places strictly by order of receiving the applications. Although obviously we give, like most independent schools do, priority to siblings of children already here at the school. For entry from Form 2 upwards, we invite the child to come and spend a day with us. First and foremost for them to get to know the school and to see what it's all about, but also for us to begin to get to know them. And during the course of the day, we'll probably get a chance to look at how they're doing in literacy and numeracy. And it also allows us to get a measure of any particular needs that they may have. And these we can then discuss with the parent in discussing the next steps.
Thank you. Mr. Becker, again, you may want to answer this question. Okay. What secondary schools does the Compass School feed into?
Sure. Well, we're quite unique, being one of the, if not the only, independent primary schools in Scotland without a recognisable secondary for our children to go on to. But I think, first of all, we take pride in preparing our children for a whole range of secondary school backgrounds. Quite a number of our children each year will go on to local authority schools, such as North Berwick High School, Knox Academy, to name just but two. I think it's fair to say probably Edinburgh Independent Day Schools are the next popular destinations for our children, and there's not one in particular. I think it all comes down to the child themselves. One of the things that one of the special, I suppose, services you could say that we provide, Ms. McCutcheon and myself are very happy to meet with parents as the children go up through the school, and as they near the end of their time at secondary school, to sit down and talk about the next steps, what might be appropriate for their child, what might be the best fit, not just for the child but also for the family as well. And because we have such good relationships with all of these schools, we're in first name terms with most of their either pastoral staff or head teachers, then we're able to really help that transition and help the parents themselves make the links into these schools. But yeah, in terms, we also every year we have children going towards boarding schools such as Loreto and Fettes as well. But there's a whole range, and we're not a feeder to any particular one.
Thank you. Mrs. McCutcheon, can you take the next question? We're interested in upper primary with a view to preparation for entrance assessments for Edinburgh Day Schools. What level of focus is given to this in primary 6-7?
Well, there is a huge focus put on the upper stages. That's primary 6 and 7, which is our forms 7 and 8, in preparation for children moving on. We start to have a more subject-based approach in some of the learning environments, and that represents more of a secondary environment. So the children get used to having different teachers for different subjects, and actually in science they begin to think what's biology, what's chemistry, what's geography, what's history, so they get that idea that there will be more subjects that they need to go to. As Mr. Becker said just earlier there, that we have excellent links established between Compass and future schools through myself and Mr. Becker, and also sports fixtures. And also in December, we have an exam week for both forms 7 and 8. So that allows the children to do a little bit of extra work, like a little bit of extra study, because they're going to have exams, which will help them prepare for entrance exams going forward to the secondary schools. The teachers, the primary Form 7 and 8 teachers, you know, we really push the literacy and numeracy. We really make strong challenges for the children in those areas. However, we still like to maintain that supportive classroom environment as well. But we also work very hard on their organising skills, because as I mentioned earlier, there's about, you know, preparing them for 14 different subjects, 14 different teachers, and how organised they need to be for that. So that all goes part into our Form 7 and 8 provision for the children.
Thank you. And no further questions.
So, well, it may well be that following our presentation today, you have a question very pertinent to your own situation, your own setting, and I would really encourage you to call in or email us with those questions. As I said at the start of this morning's presentation, we would very much like to be able to see you in person. We hope that as restrictions ease in the next little while, we'll be able to organise an in-person visit for you to come and really get a sense of what the school is about when it's open and busy with our children and staff at work and at play. So if you are interested and you are looking at maybe either immediate entry or certainly in the next year or so, please be in touch with Mrs. Patterson and we'll see what we can do to arrange a visit. Thank you very much indeed for being with us this morning. We've greatly enjoyed having you with us. We hope you have found that interesting and informative and indeed wanting to explore next steps. We're going to finish just with a short video, which we hope and we believe sums up the school as the campus as somewhere where children flourish. Good morning and from here, and have a very good weekend ahead. Thank you.